Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. It's me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh. And it's you, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jacks, who make this show go. Fun weekend of baseball. Welsh home runs are down, but we are up and ready. And it's somebody's birthday today. Happy birthday to Welsh. His prospect shows are great. If you haven't subscribed, it's not too late. I just made that up.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
On the fly. Happy birthday, Welsh. How does it feel to be in your early 40s?
It's not great. I feel it every day. I feel someone, a buddy of mine texted me and was like, hey, happy birthday. You don't look a day over 40 and a half. And I was like, I'm feeling the over. I'm feeling the over for sure. But thank you very much. Thank you for the birthday wishes from everybody. And, keep hanging with me as I get old and decrepit. That's all.
Well, you're already decrepit, so you might as well be old.
Yeah.
We got a lot to get to today. We're going to do a little closer discussion, too. Mike Merritt yelled at us. You guys are idiots. You don't talk enough about closers, so we're going to talk about some closers today. We're going to talk about some good strikeout performances. But before we get to any of that, I want to get to fun stuff. Now, everybody likes presents. Welsh, just your presence is my present. Always, just you being around. But we've got some things to give away. The Jose Ramirez jersey is gone. It's given away. Here you go, everybody. So congratulations to our winner of the jersey. Big time here. Congratulations to Jamie Clyburn. Jamie, you are the big winner of the Jose Ramirez Guardians jersey from bettingpros.com. So Jamie Clyburn, please hit us up. Mailbag at fantasypros.com. That's the mailing address. Give us your proof of subscription to the Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube channel, and we'll get that shipped out to you. Again, Jamie Clyburn, mailbag at fantasypros.com. Email us your information. We'll get that to you. But that means new things, Welsh. Trophy Smack, Fantasy Baseball Championship Belt. Oh, hell yeah. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, comment below. That's it. That's all you got to do. Look at this thing. That's badass with the bats crossed and the ball in the middle. It's like the smoking skull belt almost. I love this. It's amazing. You get the custom text in there. It's fantastic. So that's the new giveaway for the next, I don't know how many weeks, but we're going to be doing that one. Let's give away some information. Let's start with some big strikeout performances. Welsh, Tyler Glasnow, 10 Ks, 8 innings. He looked great after a rocky start last time. Sonny Gray, about 12 strikeouts for him against the Brew Crew. 6 1/3 innings. That's an incredible number. Talking about an over. And George Kirby, your boy, against the Rockies, the gift that always keeps on giving. 7 strikeouts. Which of these 3 big K performances to you was the most impressive?
Well, actually, I thought Sonny Gray's was the most impressive. I was not a birthday gift this weekend of betting. I have like one day a week where I just implode, and I need to stop betting on that week. But I was able to come back a little bit by using Sonny Gray this weekend on the strikeouts. And by God, I wish I had ladder bet him because he looked phenomenal. And he has continuously looked phenomenal. He gave up a couple runs, which were his first of the year, which was kind of a bummer, especially having the Cardinals money line in a thing there. But he was the most impressive. But the most important in my mind was clearly George Kirby. George Kirby kind of getting back on his thing. I'm hoping, like this is the Rockies are different. We have one of these teams like every single year where it's like, well, what you do against the Rockies isn't necessarily indicative of what you're going to do against all the other teams. The Rockies strike out like crazy. They're not good offensively. That's why I think a guy like Jordan Beck is going to be coming up soon. So, like, this was good. This is a great performance. The strikeouts were there, but I hope this confidence translates over into the next games. But clearly, I think it's been a pretty big win in the by George Kirby, by Luis Castillo sweepstakes recently. And we might turn this. I know we're probably going to talk about it, but I do believe it deserves a little bit of like extra oomph here in that Cole Ragans got absolutely annihilated this weekend. Unbelievable, because I had bet on him. He was one of the reasons I completely fell off. Struck out the side in the first inning and then just got obliterated, similar to what happened with Bobby Miller early in the year. He would probably fit along the lines of the next of the trajectory of players that we're going to try to jump back in and buy back in on. So all these great performances. Sonny Gray's probably the best. George Kirby is the most positive, but the inverse was Cole Ragans, and anyone that's worried, I would go still buy on Ragans.
Some buy lows have already vanished. Xander Bogaerts, second home run of the season on Sunday.
Not vanished.
Things around. Well, maybe it's still a little bit.
He's in my trade video. You and me are right lockstep, man.
Yeah.
My trade
Rosarena,
video,
Xander Bogaerts, Nolan Jones has been pretty awful. Like you could probably get him for cents on the dollar right now. Those are some guys, but again, I think the Bogaerts one is starting to get away. The Julio one's already gone. We talked about that like a week ago. You missed it. Castillo, another good performance for him. Again, the Rockies, 9 strikeouts, but we'll take it. So the Castillo one's probably also that door shut. Right. Xander's still around. Shota Imanaga, another great start for him. He is now 3-0. Our boy Shota, we said was a better return on investment in drafts than Yamamoto was going to be. I think we look pretty smart right now. What do you think?
Well, you said that. You look pretty smart. I did not
like
say that.
We.
And so far,
it's
that is true.
We.
Yeah, it's a very royal we. I mean, I was all about Imanaga, but I did not think Imanaga was going to be better than Yamamoto, and he has performed at that level. There's a lot of like underlying stuff. His left on base percentage is like astronomically high. Like you're not going to keep having that. Like you're going to have some regression on Imanaga, but he's still been awesome. That, the splitter, nobody's doing anything with that splitter right now. His fastball is deceptive. That's why it's got really big stuff plus. And this was really why in a royal we sense, we could say that since the beginning of the year, in draft season, you needed to draft him, but now you need to get him. You needed to get him to push up that value because like, that's one of those guys, even when they're performing well, he hasn't taken that next tier step, but now I think he has now. Like that was like 2 weeks ago, where the next step of like, hey, this guy is going to be a top 25 SP or something like that. That step has kind of happened with him, and he's been phenomenal. And maybe the regression that a lot of people are thinking that's going to happen with Imanaga is going to be slow paced and not this big explosive blow up situation like Cole Ragans, like we're seeing with some of these guys.
All right, before we get to the closers, let's take a couple questions from the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Here's one from Michael. Someone dropped Evan Carter in my league. Is he worth grabbing and replacing Hoskins on my team? I wouldn't take him over Hoskins.
What? It's got to be a 10-team league. Yeah, Hoskins has
just
been too good. He's been too good.
You can't do over Hoskins.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get Carter, but like, I feel like you got to have somebody else that you would cut. Yeah, but I think Carter also is kind of, the counting stat stuff is still kind of low. Hey,
well, it's funny. Nolan Jones was your guy that you were fading, and Evan Carter was my guy you were fading. And so far, we were both right. Evan Carter or Langford rest of season. This one from Steven.
Steven,
come back here so that I may brain thee.
Thinking of Cable Guy.
Cable Guy is such an underrated.
Got rid of my list, Steven. You stupid.
Stupid son of a...
Yeah, you stupid son of a... I'm still going to go Langford. I'm going to kind of hold to that all season long. I don't want to switch off of that, even though the counting stats haven't been there. He's still being put in like really great situations. Carter's coming back along. I'll go Langford.
All right, very good. All right, let's get to some closing time here. In my waiver wire pickup video, I put Mason Miller in there because he was still in the 60s in terms of roster percentage. He's only at 71% over this weekend. Folks, what are we doing here? He should be 90-something% rostered. This blows my mind.
But is that like ESPN? Are those ESPN numbers?
No, this was the CBS numbers, bro.
Oh, wow.
7. I just looked this morning because I was like, okay, it must have gone up this weekend. This had to be the end. No, it was not the end of days where everything all of a sudden was all picked up on Mason Miller. It's just up to 71%. It went up like 6%. I have no idea what's going on out there, but that's crazy. If Mason Miller is still available, please roster him. Kirby Yates, another great performance for him on Sunday. He got 4 final outs there for him. Your thoughts on Kirby Yates and this closer job?
He's been pretty freaking awesome, and he has the experience on this. Jose Leclerc has been dusty. Robertson, I think, is kind of locked into that like 7-8 role. I don't think anything is going to change there. I do think at some point this team is going to consider going to trade for like a more impactful closer to really lock down their bullpen. But if Kirby Yates ends up being like the guy, they could actually kind of foresee themselves having like a good back end of the rotation if they put Leclerc in less leverage spots. I think it's great. Kirby Yates is a must pick up if he is still out there, assuming he probably is, because guys like Mason Miller are. But I do think there's the possibility. I think there's quite a few closers right now that have that thin ice. Someone asked in the chat earlier about Kevin Ginkel. Do I think that Kevin Ginkel will keep the job when Paul Sewald comes back? If you would have asked me when the season started, I'd have said, yes, I did think Ginkel was going to take that job. With how he's performed, no I do not think he's going to keep that job. So I think there are quite a few guys that have like this thin ice. Even as good as they are, they could still lose that position. Brewers probably going to potentially look at something. Payamps and Uribe have been fine, but this would be another one of those teams that, as good as Kirby Yates is, this is all about pickup and know that, something could change, but I don't think he's letting go of that anytime soon.
Andres Munoz blown save in the 10th, the first game of the doubleheader yesterday against the Rockies. Any concern there?
If Matt Brash were super, super healthy, yes. I've thought Matt Brash was a guy that could take over that.
You have died on the Matt Brash hill for sure.
Yeah, well, his sweeper is one of the most disgusting pitches in baseball, but he hasn't been healthy, hasn't been out there. So right now, no, I don't think so. But if this is to continue and Brash is to get healthy, I do think he can take some saves away. So that's probably like a next month speculative type of thing.
Suarez, another save for him. Tanner Scott, nice rebound too. He had been a little shaky recently, so good there, especially for Tanner Scott. I think people are starting to get a little worried.
Well,
there.
with AJ Puck being a big old pile of garbage, they just decided to put him on the IL because he was hurt, even though he's horrible. And that's a guy that could have taken over that position closing.
For somebody's birthday, you're salty today for birthday.
He's so bad. He's a great
big old
pitcher.
pile of garbage.
He's not a good starter. He's not a good starter.
You're right. He's not a good
starter. He could be a closer though. He'd probably be a great closer.
Hector Neris picked up his first save on Saturday night. Other question for you: the Tampa Bay Rays closer situation too. That seemed to be one that is in a bit of a flux. What's your take on that one?
I still think like Fairbanks is gonna get locked back in. I do. I think it's probably a great time to go get Fairbanks for almost nothing. But this team has always been comfortable, kind of like rotating out different pieces. Colin Pache and stuff like that. I think like come next month, like Fairbanks will be okay. I think he'll be kind of locked back in. So if he were dumped, I would try to go pick him up.
What about the Cubs situation too? I just mentioned Neris. Do you think that Alzolay could be on his way out there?
Yeah, I don't think I think Neris is going to get the more recent save opportunities. Okay. They've already been non-committal to Alzolay. Over the last couple days. So I do not feel good. I never felt good about him. That was one of those weird dicey ones. Didn't. I had a couple shares of Neris that I'm now going to benefit from. But I think this is one of those situations that is more turnstile for the short period of time that ends up being the Cubs making a move to bolster the back of their rotation if they're going to take that division.
All right. Here's a question from Jake Watkins. Why are we called the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks? Oh, it's because there's a song called Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And originally it started as I called the people the Peanut Gallery. And I said, that's not really fun. So let's instead call them the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks because they are part of the show. It's fun. You guys get to chime in. So there you go. That happened.
That was before me too, by the way. That was
before you.
I think right in the first incarnation with you and Dan Harris.
Look at this. Nolan Jones dropped in Star Platinum's main event NFBC League. Yowza.
Actually, you want to know why? I traded for Nolan Jones over the weekend. I actually made a trade. I traded a closer. It's a little bit of a different format. I'm kind of low in outfield. I'm taking a chance. I had a gajillion closers because I hit on all the guys that were sitting out there. This is our Bogman League where we only do roto up until the All-Star break, then a Champions Crown, and then we redraft and move to head-to-head. I mentioned this league before, and I traded Kenley Jansen to try to potentially buy back on Nolan Jones because I was so robust at closers, and so far he doesn't look good. So far he's just been, it's only been a couple days for me, but yeah, he's been bad. He's been real bad.
Well, what's really good? Whenever your family gives you shout outs here, and look at this, Mom wishing you a happy birthday.
There's
Mom watching the show. Look at this. She's proud of you. She loves you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, she literally said, she's like, can I come in the chat and say something? I'm like, if you want to.
Of course you can. Look at this. Mama loves her little boy, little baby boy. Look at that. That's very nice. What a beautiful moment there. Not so little anymore. You're like 6'4". You're a big guy, but look at that. See all the love on the show today. All the fans. It's a family affair. Cousin Donnie, Welsh's mom, everybody's here on the program.
Love you all. Love you.
Look, I know Sabo was talking about some stuff here with Mason Miller. Look, I don't care whatever, there's no excuse for Mason Miller not to be 95% rostered right now or 90 something. Like it's absurd. It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
everybody's dying for closers all the time.
Well, because also let's just say the A's situation, obviously the A's they stink. But let's say that situation taken away from opportunities only makes him the top 15 closer.
What? Yeah, that's amazing.
You're still gonna own the 15th closer in a 10-team league. Yeah, there's no reason for Mason Miller to not be owned. I completely agree.
Absolutely dumb. Absolutely stupid. All right, let's get to some things that are not stupid. Let's get to some rookie lookies. Andy Page's first major league home run. However, he's striking out a ton, so I don't know what you want to take out of that. Luis Eel from the Yankees, 1 unearned run, 2 hits, 5 2/3. So good start for him against the Rays. And Mitchell Parker, 7 shutout innings. Everyone's talking about the Mitchell Parker. What's your take on Mitchell Parker? 8 Ks for him in the 6-0 win over the Stros.
Yeah, well, and the team seems to be pretty confident about him. It's one of those guys. I mean, I woke up a little bit dismissive about him, but he hasn't walked a guy. 0% walk rate, 28% K percentage. His expected ERA is in line. He is giving up a lot of like bat contact. It's over 12% barrel rate, which is pretty freaking high. So it'll be interesting to see when the league catches up to him. But I like to see a little bit more ground ball. We'll see how it goes. He's worth the stream right now, but I'm not gonna be cutting other assets just to ride a Mitchell Parker train the rest of the season. I don't think it is going to last.
Yeah, that's a good analysis there. But again, you're desperate for starting pitching is certainly a way to go. And
stream it.
Yeah, you might as well. All right, let's continue on here. 3 up and 3 down. Adolis Garcia, 2-run homer on Sunday. Good on him. Shohei Ohtani, 2 for 3, pardon me, with a 2-run bomb. And Casey Mize, 6 shutout innings. Look at that. The Tigers starting to get something out of that young pitchers there. Skubal, Mize. Who knows? Maybe the Tigers are still going to get something out of all these amazing prospects that we've been hearing about for such a long time. But certainly Skubal on the mound today. Probably more on that later on the show. 3 down. Adrian Hauser lit up for 8 runs. Why do I love this, Welsh? It's booty time. Jose Butto is not going anywhere as long as Hauser keeps throwing up starts like this. So I love this. This was music to my ears and easy on my eyes. What's your take here?
Christian Scott time soon too. I mean, the booty man, if the booty can stay, we're all going to be fans of the booty man. But also Christian Scott was awesome again over this past week. So, you know, clock's a ticking for those arms that are not trustworthy to be taken off, and guys like Budo taking over a rotation spot and Christian Scott getting an opportunity. So, you know, I would stream Christian Scott.
Now, you kind of blew the lead earlier in the show, but Cole Ragans made the 3 down. I think we can put him on here all year, but 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 2/3 innings. Did someone do a wellness check on Nick Pollock? I hope so. But what do we take out of this start here? Just business as usual, move on?
For me, it is like if you had watched the start. So again, like I had bet like the K prop on him. I was really liking that one. And he came out the gates. It's just like that Bobby Miller start. He came out the gates, 3 strikeouts, struck out the side. He ended up having like, I think 5 strikeouts, but he only, you know, he had 62 pitches in 2 innings. But he had, and this is why like I'm not kicking myself too much. He threw the most pitches of any pitcher this season in a single inning. It was not meant to be. He did have a lot of stuff around the zone, didn't seem to be fooling anybody, which is unfortunate. And you could obviously argue like, oh, hey, that's part of the problem. But his fastball, that was what he was leaning on. He didn't have the knuckle curve. The cutter was bad in that start. The only thing that was efficient was the changeup, 40% whiff rate, but he was just sitting around the zone too much. By the way, 72% zone rate on his fastball. So he just sat around the zone because he didn't have his secondaries and he got beat up. I think it was just a bad start, but literally in that first inning, you saw the eliteness of who Cole Ragans is. So my eyes, I'm out buying anybody. There's also a lot of like internet negative stuff because like, you know, obviously Nick is the biggest Cole Ragans guy, had him on his show. There are people out there that really have defended and like Cole Ragans. So then there's always like, you know, the worst that are out there being like, oh, look at this now. But and it's going to create this negativity. But it's going to create this negativity, which is going to be 10 guys.
Like, you know, guys have bad starts. It happens, especially younger pitchers. You know, what makes you great is consistency. That's why we're great, because we're consistently mediocre.
Here.
Right. All right, let's get to the last one of the 3 down. Louis Varland, another guy. You know, Louis Varland got buried by the Cole Ragans league. I feel like 2 2/3 innings for him, 4 runs, not a good start. He is 0-4 with a 9.18 ERA. Your thoughts?
It has not worked. It's not good. No. And they do have options that are just kind of floating around there. They've given us a couple different guys, and you've got, I think it's David Festa is somebody that you maybe could see soon. It's a AAA pitcher if they want to kind of kill this experiment. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe someone that can end up getting streamed. But yeah, like Louis Varland was fun to experiment with because it's like, oh, hey, you know, we might get bigger strikeouts. Maybe he'll be the next Bailey Ober. It's been pretty atrocious, and I think they're gonna cut bait on that pretty soon.
David Festa, 1.46 ERA over 4 starts at AAA, I believe we're at here.
Yeah, I think
he's from Jersey. He's a Jersey boy. Look at this, David Festa from Verona, New Jersey. 15 strikeouts in 12 innings, a 1.70 whip. So Perhaps that will be a guy that we see. I do not know. We shall find out. He only has 4 walks so far. I'm sorry, no. Looking at it right here, 11 walks. That's the problem. 11 walks, 15 strikeouts, 11 walks in 12 innings. That does not scream like a guy that I want at a major league level.
But you got Louis Varland, who's getting banged around every other start.
Banged around hard. Here's one from Arjos23, Loperfido or Orelvis. You're not an Orelvis guy. I'm a Loperfido guy. He's going to be up here sooner or later. I mean, the Jose Abreu experiment is about done. Sorry.
Well, to that actually, I'm not like a not Orelvis guy. I've just never been aggressive, but Orelvis is destroying the minors right now. So like, no doubt about that. Tons of homers. I just don't know where the opportunity jumps in outside of them just being like, all right, we can't keep him down here anymore. We got to go. What's interesting about Loperfido, he's been an outfielder, but I think it was 3 days ago, he started exclusively doing some first base work. And I think they are prepping that. We are on the precipice now because of that. How quick are they going to do that? I don't know if Loperfido coming up will be at the 100% expense of Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu, kind of a team leader. I'm not sure they would like cut that, but it might maybe be like a week while Loperfido is working through first base, feeling a little bit comfortable, but that is showing a clear sign of where he's going to go. His Ks are still a big problem. It's something I mentioned early on, but obviously like he has been prolific power. I lean Loperfido because I see a clearer path of where he can play versus Orelvis, but I wouldn't be shocked if Orelvis was called up tomorrow.
Okay, well, there you go. Tomorrow, that's fast.
Well, I just wouldn't be shocked.
Tons of injuries. Let's just fly through them. Tristan Casas undergoing an MRI. That's never good. He had a rib injury, so we all know it's an oblique. I don't know why we're pretending like we don't know it's an oblique, because that's what it is, because that's what everybody has. Christian Javier placed on the 15-day IL, the only guy who's been solid here for the Astros, but
here we get anytime.
Verlander's back. Seriously, this is rough. So he's on with a neck injury. Again, this is the second guy, Yu Darvish, now Javier, with this neck stuff. We're going on ILs. Brian on the elbow will begin a rehab assignment on Sunday, so that's good news. Yohan Duran, a rehab assignment for him on Tuesday. Jose Siri was held out because of kidney stones. Ouch, that's not fun. Sean Murphy, guess what? An oblique, but again, he's been out for a while. He's throwing with more intensity, but in the meantime, like Travis d'Arnaud's been terrific. I picked him up in my league because Keibert Ruiz has done nothing, and he's now hurt, so I just picked up d'Arnaud. Ozzy Albies is cleared to doing fielding drills. Again, fractured big toe, working his way back. Frankie Montas was, again, it's a forearm issue, but don't worry, it's not like he strained something, got hit on it with a ball. He expects to miss his next start, but so far it looks like just swelling. Merrill Kelly, just when you thought somebody was safe, Welsh. Merrill Kelly, MRI in his right shoulder. You don't like to see this. Slade Ciccone, one of the great names, got added, and he ended up pitching yesterday in this rotation. So what do you make of this Merrill Kelly injury here?
It's not good. It's not good at all. I think saw a couple people analysis that Max Scherzer had a similar injury. It was a low grade and it cost about a month. That seems like what that's going to be. And the Diamondbacks are reeling, man. I mean, Eduardo is not coming back until late June. This is probably a month. Slade Ciccone did perform pretty well. I don't buy him long-term. They sent down Tommy Henry the other day because he can't go past the 5th. I don't know what this team's going to do. I know what they're going to do. They're going to keep throwing out Ciccone or Tommy Henry, maybe based on like the matchup or something like that. And it's going to be baseline serviceable, and you got to get guys like Corbin Carroll up. But fantasy owners care because you lost Merrill Kelly. I don't think you're going to replace it with Slade Ciccone. I don't think you're going to replace it with Tommy Henry. You're going to have to go into other avenues of different teams. Guys like Joe Budo.
Situation.
Mitchell Parker, Joe Budo, if he's getting opportunities. Those are guys.
Let's call him Joey Butts. Let's call him Joey Butts.
Joey Butts. Joey Butts.
Jose Butto is now officially Joey Butts. Also, as Michael said, yes, Royce Lewis is doing baseball activities. Which means he is eating sunflower seeds. He's cleaning out his pikes. Baseball activities. What else? What other,
cleaning his bubble. The bubble boy.
Yeah, rubbing up the glove with a little bit of the oil, the shaving cream. Were you a shaving cream guy or an oil guy? I was an oil guy as a kid, and then as I got older, they said the shaving cream made the leather softer, so I switched to the
shaving cream. I was just more of like an electric razor. Like I clearly don't grow great
talking
facial
about on
hair.
Gloves, not on your face.
Oh, I thought I thought you were talking. Well, you
Welsh
said shaving cream. I was
had
thinking of it.
no
I
idea.
was.
I
I was
said on
not.
the
I was
gloves,
not of
he
it.
really
I was
like,
oil
what
in
do you think?
oven.
I shave with oil just because I'm Italian? Is
I
that
heard
what you like?
Joe, I
Like,
heard
get some more
shaving
olive
cream.
oil on my face and start shaving it? Is
I
that what
heard
you think?
shaving cream, and then I just thought of like, I'm like, oh, I just kind of electric razor. I like to electric razor my gloves specifically. I like to go down the sides of the mitts with the electric razor. Just give it a nice little like clean shave. That's exactly what I'm doing.
It was an all-time great leading off moment. This is one for the books. All right, let's continue on. One more.
Great.
Anthony Rendon also on the IL, just in case. Hamstring
Who
strain.
cares?
He has never played 60 games in the season for the Angels. Fun fact, Welsh. Fun fact.
Yeah, fun. I hope he doesn't play anymore. He's
Well, I feel
likable
bad.
player
I
in
feel like his
baseball.
body's just completely let him down.
Why do you feel
Like,
bad?
I don't know, because I think as a professional, you want to perform.
He doesn't want to play. As a professional, he doesn't want to play. He wants to cash the check. So he's probably, you know what?
Like, he's got
He's
a
doing
hamstring
great.
issue.
No, he's doing great. He gets to sit at home, not play baseball. It's his favorite thing on the planet. He's
You think
living
it
the
is,
life.
Or you think he's sad at home because he doesn't play baseball? I think
No,
he's
he
sad at
hates
home.
baseball. He hates baseball. He hates
Why
the
do you say
people. Rendon, he hates baseball.
Oh, okay.
He hates it.
Does he
Everybody,
hate it, though,
look,
'cause
look,
everyone's-
beef. Everybody in here, he hates baseball. He hates the fans. He hates the people that work in baseball. He hates the ball. He hates everything about the sport. You know why he plays it? Because he makes the monies. The monies. He is having the best time of his life right now, sitting at home, not playing. He's probably, he's probably playing Madden, any other sport. Maybe he loved basketball, soccer. I don't know. Anything but baseball.
I think he's just frustrated that he
poking
can't play.
pins in baseball like they're whatever the dolls. It's just like, oh, you die, baseball. You're no more homers. That's why we don't have homers, because he's cursing the
All the
baseball.
homers are down because Anthony Rendon is cursing baseball.
Yes.
Well, let's have a good month. Let's turn things around. It's Welsh's birthday, and it's time for Monday's best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Don't forget, everybody, if you're making your wagers, make sure you do it at bet365. That's the place to be. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code leading off. So go ahead and sign up today. Use that promo code. It's good for your health. And remember, bet responsibly. 21 or 18 or over in Kentucky. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. Everything applies. Today, here's what applies to the betting world. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies. I want to start here with my boy, Ranger Suarez, over 5.5 Ks against the Cincinnati Reds. It's big juice. It's minus 136. So I want to same game parlay this bad boy with the Phillies on the money line today against Hunter Green. Minus 122 on the money line for the Phillies. So you take that along with the Suarez, you put it together, you get plus 170. So that's your parlay of the day. I'm doing it first because Suarez is my favorite bet of the day, but it's also, again, a little heavy on the juice, a little too much of the juice. So instead, let's do same game parlay and let's bump it up. A little duo bet there. The Pirates on the run line, minus 1.5 today against the Brewers. The Brewers are struggling offensively right now. Plus 165. They've got Jones on the mound for the Pirates, who's been absolutely brilliant. So the Brewers offense without Christian Yelich has not been the same. They have been kind of plodding along recently. So I like the way Jones has pitched. It's hard not to. He's been fantastic. So give me the Pirates, big plus money, plus 165. And the Tigers on the money line today with my boy Scooble on the mound at minus 108 against the Rays, another offense that's been struggle bus so far this year. So those are some bets of Monday in Major League Baseball. Welsh, birthday boy, what do you have for the people?
We got some similar stuff. By the way, I think we found out, I didn't realize this back when. I just want to mention this about Jared Jones, that like, I think everybody's a little bit timid about him. Is like ouch recorded is a bet that some books offer that it's not available for him because of that last outing. Remember where he only went 5? I didn't realize this. That was on a 4-day rest, I believe, that they had said. And that was why he had such a short stint. Because I'm a little bit dicey about him. The strikeouts look amazing. This looks like a great opportunity. Like, I want to bet anything Jared Jones, but you do worry, like, how far is he going to be able to go into games? So I just wanted to throw that out there. I do think this is going to be one where we can get back to those, 80 pitches or whatever. So it's actually not a bad matchup. So mine, I kind of agree with you on the Ranger side. This is a good matchup against the Reds. A lot of swing and miss in their game. Ranger has gone deep into games, which could hurt this one. But regardless, the strikeouts have been there, and this is a good play. But it is juiced. And I also just didn't want to straight up tail yours. Here's another one that I love. Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease he's going up against Colorado right now. We've seen 7 strikeout games, I believe 6 and 7s. And he's going up against Colorado with a pretty big one. Some books are moving it to 7.5. So I'm pairing these two and I'm doing alt lines. Ranger at 5 strikeouts and Dylan Cease at 6 strikeouts. I got just around minus like 119, 120, and I'm betting that a little bit harder. I will also side tell you, I kind of love the alternate ladder-ish bet on the strikeouts for Dylan Cease today. So not putting it official, but I'm just telling you, I bet the 8 Ks. 2 others. You mentioned Detroit. I also like Detroit here. Detroit and Tampa Bay. I've been experimenting with no-run first inning stuff. And you know what the ones that have killed me is when I shy away from trying to get bottom 15 scores in there. Sometimes I hone in, like this weekend, I was like, oh, Garrett Crochet, and we almost had it, and then bam, homer. So this is all to lead to say that with the Detroit and Tampa Bay, both teams are bottom 15 in the league in scoring runs in the first inning. So that's good. Now you attach to it Zach Littell, which has been pretty good, and Tariq Skubal. So I'm going to take the no-run first inning with a little bit of juice, minus 130. And then finally, this one, maybe there's some of that inherent risk, but some of the guys I follow as far as algorithm goes on scoring, like the overall scoring to be lower in the Baltimore Angels game today, and specifically through the first 5. So you got Reed Detmers on the mound. I like this first 5 under 4.5. So under 4.5 runs to the first 5, leaning on Reed Detmers, and that's minus 105. So that's my third bet. Got a couple of others that are sitting on the Betting Pros app. Been a little dusty the last couple of days, though, because of that bad weekend. But turn it around today.
Not me. I'm on the upswing. Thursday, Friday, good.
There you go.
Good weekend. We're rocking and rolling. Remember, if you want to join us too, bettingpros.com/leading off. We got a group in there. Remember, from Friday to Friday, we're giving away free stuff now. Whoever the best of the week is. So the way to do that, again, bettingpros.com/leading off. Join. It's free. You don't even have to wager. You just have to make picks. It's fun. Download the Betting Pros app right now. Do that. It's good for you. Plus, the NFL draft is just days away. So there's lots of fun content we have on that if you want to put some wagers on that. And I think that you do. So that'll do it for us here on the Bets of the Day with Joey P and the Welsh, brought to you by Bet365. Okay, it's home run board time. So over the weekend, obviously, a little bit of movement here. We got 4 people up at the 9.
Whoa.
Yankee, Sirsiz, Bose, and Sklarp at 9. Also, Walking Live 5 at 9. What am I saying? I can't even count. I'm still at 8. I should have taken Schwarber, so I'm going to correct that today. I will take Schwarber Fest here to go yard against Hunter Green. Guy throws 100 straight. That sounds good to Kyle Schwarber. So thoughts on your home run pick of the day, Welsh?
I was going to take Kyle Schwarber. I swear to God. And then I saw, I saw you take, but I got an idea.
Schwarber Fest.
I was going to take him with you, but then I leaned off it. So really quickly in the chat, I was either going to take Corbin Carroll or O'Neal Cruz. One of the two, my guys. These are my, these are both my guys. O'Neal Cruz has been stinky. And then obviously Corbin Carroll's been kind of stinky against Lance Lynn. So if the chat wants to fill it up real quick, I'm going to take who I see quickly, though I know Joe is like, we got to go. I see Cruz. I'm
going to say this.
I think so.
I say go against Lance Lynn. Here's why. He was one of these guys I was doing some research on over the weekend for the TV show. Lance Lynn, that ERA is sitting at 2. The xERA, the FIP, everything is nearly 5. So winter is coming for Lance Lynn at some point. That's the way I would go. The
chat wants O'Neal Cruz, though. We're going O'Neal Cruz.
All right. Welsh is the man of the people, especially on his birthday. Great to see everybody here. We got to go. We got a big meeting to get to. It's Monday. I'm sure you got some kind of work-related thing. But again, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB. Drop your comments below. You just might win this amazing Trophy Smack Championship belt. It's tremendous. God, that thing is sexy. Make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Join us live here or just listen wherever you get your podcasts as well. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy your Monday.
Peace.